My name is Tamara Jakes, and I am a member of Jack and Jill of America Incorporated, the Columbus, Georgia chapter. This is my family, Joy Marie Jakes, my husband, Markeith Jakes, and we're honored to speak on behalf of the March of Dimes. I found out that I was pregnant with Joy at the age of 40, and I gave birth to her at the age of 41. And just in that experience, being over 40, I had pre-existing medical conditions of hypertension. And so my entire pregnancy was considered to be high risk. So I had a lot of doctor visits, a lot of back and forth visits, tests, ultrasounds, just, collecting, all of the samples that they needed to make sure that I wasn't in a place where I was jeopardizing my well-being or my health. And so it was just a long journey that we went on together as a family, and we got to a point where we found out I had preeclampsia, superimposed preeclampsia as well, because my blood pressure would get so high, well over 200, in 5 or 10, over 105, and they thought that I was at stroke level. So I was constantly taking tests, taking blood pressures. Almost every week we were in the doctor's office until they finally made the decision to admit me to the hospital. And once I was admitted, though, probably about the third day, they said we have to get her out of there because we can no longer control your blood pressure. We have given you the absolute maximum dosage that you can have as a pregnant mom, and her heart rate was starting to be impacted by just the pressure, of my body trying to regulate something. And so we gave birth 8 weeks early. So she was 8 weeks premature, and she ended up she was 3 pounds and 5 ounces, 10 ounces, 3 pounds, 10 ounces. Dad here took care of everything. He tracked every doctor visit. Whenever he went, he had a log of my blood pressure in the morning, in the evening, when it spiked, after when I ate. He tracked everything to make sure we were just both really safe. And so giving birth to her 8 weeks early, her coming in at 3 pounds, 10 ounces, she had to gain the weight for her body to regulate her temperature, because she didn't have enough weight on her for them to feel comfortable that she could make it at home. And I was still struggling, with hypertension. My body now has gotten rid of this object, which is my sweet baby, and it was trying to figure out, how do I regulate back to normalcy? And so I ended up having to stay in the hospital a little bit longer than I anticipated. And it was just a lot of care and nurturing, an amazing support system that was involved in that process. And, the March of Dimes was a huge part of our ability to be able to have our daughter, and for the medical staff to do the research that they needed to do to understand what was happening to me and my body, and just the tests and the work that went into determining how she was doing as I was carrying her through that period. It was so important, and it was just a major part of our ability to have comfort that we had the best care that we needed to take care of me, as well as to take care of her. The nurses were amazing. The doctors who came in, the specialists, to make sure that everything that her system was supposed to be doing was actually functioning the way that it was supposed to. And I know that research that the March of Dimes provide during times like that was just a huge part of our journey, and we're just very grateful for that. Oh, I think it's donation and support to the March of Dimes is such an integral part of their ability to support families who don't expect the unexpected. I mean, who don't expect the unexpected, right? Because you think that we'll have our baby, for the full duration at 40 weeks, maybe 38, and we're prepared for, just giving birth, coming home, and being a happy family. But there's so much that could happen that you don't anticipate. And the research and the support and the funds that they give in order for doctors and scientists to do all of the things they need to do to determine how do we make sure that survival rate of a baby who's born prior to their time is conducted, and we give the best care, and we understand what needs to happen in order for that baby to have a good survival rate. So it's so important, and it's necessary, because there are just a lot of moms who give birth early, especially when they're, at the age of 40, and all of the things that come with being over the 35 hump, right? That's what you hear a lot of people talk about, but it's such a necessary part of a mom having peace of mind that she and her baby are gonna be okay. And so supporting that, having people to support that, it really gives comfort and peace of mind to families.
I would like to share that things happen for a reason, and they don't always happen the way that we think they should. But you just trust God and know that He will bring you through this, and support your family. I knew that this whole experience was new. It was new to her, it was new to me, and I knew that she was going through a lot, whether she voiced it or not. I could see she had this creature, this baby inside of her. Her body was changing, a lot of stuff was going on, and it was just very important for me to do all I can to take whatever stress, whatever worries that I could away from her, and let her know she doesn't have to worry. I got this, and the Lord has put us here for a reason, and we're gonna see this thing through to the end to see what the testimony is gonna be. And she's a testament to it. So many people would say, she's a preemie baby. She's gonna be, short, or she's not gonna learn well, or she's not. And I wasn't hearing any of that, because God is, and He's proven Himself, time and time again. So the main thing I would tell fathers or anybody going in this situation is just trust God and believe Him. Don't just say it, but believe what you say. Put your trust in Him and walk in it, and He will bring you through.
I was 26 when I had my son, and the pregnancy was completely different. It was complete opposite. I had, maybe 2 or 3 ultrasounds and a couple of doctor visits, and, all was well. And so here we are with her, and it seems like every other week we were at the doctor's office. So it was certainly a much different situation. And I think that's another reason why it's so important to support and contribute to organizations such as this, because you just never know. Every pregnancy is different, and you just never know what may come your way.
My name is Joy Marie Jakes, and I'm 5 years old, and I support the March of Dimes.